Welcome to the Sweet Buddies podcast. Life is better in the sweet. And now here are your hosts, Mike Albanese, Alex Pavone, and Chris Scopo.
Scopo. I solve Scopo.
Can I say this? Do you honestly know?
We both solve Scopo. We talked about it the other day.
Scopo. You can't solve Scopo.
Hey, that's actually
shut
the
up.
solve.
I'm gonna fucking stop you from that one. I'm a goddamn enigma.
You are an enigma.
called
You
me-
don't know what enigma is.
The Germans
though.
invented me, baby. The Enigma machine. All right.
What is that
There's
from?
only one man who can crack it.
Indiana
And
Jones.
He died.
Hitler?
He
Oh.
died.
Who was that? Jesus?
No, the guy who broke the Enigma machine in World War II. We learned about him at the Spy Museum, guys. Come on. Do we not remember this?
No, I don't.
I don't either.
There was a movie about him. He died.
James Bond?
No, he died. He was gay, and they killed him.
The Austrian guy?
The Austrian guy. And he was a British guy.
Oh, there was an Austrian gay guy, too.
I forget his name, but he cracked it, and then they did conversion therapy on him because they
Oh, he
beat
was
him.
Mormon.
What? I said
The-
British.
Yeah, but the Mormons do conversion therapy.
No, back
too.
in the fucking 40s, they thought conversion therapy was real.
What is conversion therapy?
They shot him up with like hormones and shit, and then it drove him crazy. Then he killed himself.
And they show you images of they try to put negative reinforcement of being gay and positive reinforcement on being straight.
Well,
They
how
try
do you
to
know all this, Mike? You been there?
They try to when I'm a graduate, obviously.
Study, sluts.
They converted me the other way though. I got trapped by a bunch of gay guys and they made me gay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought they had converted you to food.
They converted me to a pile of mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
And fuck you, by the way.
You are losing weight.
Look
is
how
that what you're
look,
going to say?
look how tan I am compared to look at now. I'm wearing a light color shirt.
Compared to who?
Both of you, first of all.
I'm darker than you, and I've...
Not a chance.
Yes, I am.
Not a chance.
Yeah, I am.
And you can't choose. You can't say hair.
I wasn't going to, but now I will.
Were you making fun of me saying I'm not losing weight?
I didn't say that. You saw that?
Turn your head farther if you're
He
going to win.
didn't just wink at me.
No. That I'm seeing things. In all of this skinny tanness.
What are you
of me,
seeing?
I saw him wink at you.
No, you didn't.
You saw what?
I saw him wink at you.
No,
That's not true at all.
not at all.
Am I losing it?
Oh, I thought you're seeing things with like yourself, like you're losing weight.
No,
That's what I thought you meant by that one. And I was like, buddy, your man was lying.
No, you're fine.
You're doing well.
I'll
You're doing
punch
good.
you. I had to pop a new hole in a belt on the trip.
I thought you were going to say your sock.
No,
Look at that
that's
big
been
toe
there.
coming through.
Nothing new about that, buddy. I could say that was my talons coming through, but I got nice clip toenails.
When'd you clip them?
6 months ago.
You gargoyled-footed idiot, huh? You
I
got
did-
bad talons.
I did have to clip them for the Cancun
Yeah, of
trip.
course, of
They were
course.
looking tough. I clipped these.
Old Mikey perch on trees, huh?
Nobody beats Freddie with the long nails.
That
I see a guy with a cheeseburger 2 miles away.
So Efthymios.
I speak English until I'm telling the world. Ladies and gentlemen, there are burgers 6 miles from here.
Efthymios, a buddy of mine who was on the podcast, exactly a year ago. He's staying in he was staying in Big Mike's room when Mikey was in Cancun, and he comes out of the room and he's like, "Buddy, something trying to get in this house." I go, "A lot of scratching at the door or at the window," and he goes, "Yeah, what is that?" I go, "Freddy's back." And he goes, "Who the fuck's Freddy?" I got a squirrel trying to get in the house. He goes,
Every time
"Why did you name a squirrel?"
Every time the temperature drops below a certain amount, Freddie's
Here
at the
he
door
comes.
like this. Hey guys.
Oh,
No, but even the other way. Even when it gets too hot, he comes.
The other
cools
day,
off.
though, when you texted me that you were like always trying to get in, you didn't put the thing back like tight, and then I came home, and then I went to go, like, I saw it was loose, and I go, oh, fuck, let me put it before the guy comes. Fucker was there already.
Dude, I didn't do
I pushed it in, and I just heard some screeching going, and you get the hell out of there.
So what Chris was talking about is I was watching TV and I heard some noise in the window, and I look over and I see like baby human feet. It looked like little baby feet.
I think he has gigantism.
He's a big boy. His feet are giant.
I never seen his feet that
And
big.
I look closely, and it's Freddie, burrowed backwards in. He wasn't trying to get in. He was just comfortably nested in your window, but your window was open a little bit. There was a little gap between where the air conditioner was sitting.
Well, it has to be that way.
But I didn't move anything. I didn't move anything to look. I just saw him, and then I just took a photo. I didn't touch anything. The only thing I touched was when I swatted the blinds to try to make noise to get him out of here.
He looked like Professor Clump.
Yeah.
When he was like Buddy Love, and then he transferred back. And
I'm flattered.
That's what it looked like. His foot was like that.
Yeah.
Like it was not.
He had diabetes feet.
Yeah, he had like he was on an airplane to Australia, and it just swolled up.
He had a lot of salt that day, not enough water. Well, then I went to. I was sitting at Crave waiting on a ride, drinking a coffee, and I'm sitting there just coffee, looking out the window.
What is this?
This is 2 days ago.
Oh, okay.
And this is after the Freddie thing.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there, and then Ephthemios tells me about. He's like, "Oh, I heard him clapping at your window," and I'm sitting at the deli, and I hear this guy behind me like talking on the phone, going just like complaining. He's like, "Yeah, the house I'm staying in, they got squirrels kind of coming in from every angle." And I look over, I was like, "That sounds like this." Freddy's all over this neighborhood, and I look over, and Ephthemios is on the phone, bitching about the house, and I was like, "Hey, buddy, that's my house."
Talking to his girlfriend.
Well, first off,
funny.
Fuck Ephthemios for a free house.
He wasn't like complaining. He was just like, "Yeah, they got squirrels." He was just telling the story, but I was like, "Hey, that's me." Is that Freddie at the door?
Freddie? I think it's Olivia.
It's yeah, but the Fredsters.
So tell us about your weekends, guys.
We'll
you guys
start the podcast.
Oh, hello. Okay.
Someone's jacked up.
Can I tell you?
Podcast has started.
Can I tell you? I had since I went away and then came back. So for about 2 weeks, week and a half, I haven't hung out with you guys a lot.
Thank God. How was Cancun?
I was gonna say that.
Not gonna lie, haven't noticed.
It's nice to be back hanging out.
I had a great time with you. How was Cancun?
You're gonna get punched.
You hung out with me on the weekend. You came and hung out with my dad.
But you
both hung out with my dad.
You had family in town. You're out and about. I don't know what you're doing, but you're not.
I'm doing a lot of things out there, baby. All right.
You're not here.
You see me? I'm not here certain nights. You don't know where I am.
This is Scopo.
You know what I am? A goddamn enigma.
You are an enigma. This is Scopo, by the way. If you ask Scopo to do something, he won't do it. Hey, Scopo, we're going to a party tonight. Yeah, maybe. That's stupid. Then if Scopo... Sorry.
I just love the impression of Scopo is, whatever, that's gay.
He's a Muppet.
That's stupid.
Oh, this one over here. I texted him last week. I got into the Billboard after party. Not bragging. And I texted
like
him
you were.
a little bit. And
You did?
I told you this.
What do you mean he got in?
I got
Everyone
in.
gets in.
No, it was I actually got kicked out and then I got let back in by Verzi.
Oh, well. Okay.
So I texted him. I go, "Hey, buddy, come to Billboard's after party at Gotham." He writes back, "Hell no!" Like it was an insult that I said something to him about that.
What day
I'm
was
looking
it?
back
Wednesday. Buddy, I had a big day the next day. I had to like fucking hang out with my dad and my.
Well, you wrote back hell no. Like it was something. How could I dare? How dare I say?
Because I told you I had.
You know he doesn't like that. He doesn't like to do anything with comedy. Anything networking.
Nope.
Or even just hanging out with comics when it's not at a show. He don't want to be.
No, but even so, like the next day, like my dad was coming.
You could have wrote that. I thought this would be a cool thing. You want to get into the party. You know Bartnick. You know Verzi.
You've opened up
for Burr.
I know, but I truly
Just
didn't.
very,
I feel
Were
like
there a lot of people?
There was like 50 people there, 60 people there.
I feel like if you didn't have something to do on Thursday, you still wouldn't have gone.
I might have. I might have gone. I might have.
I just was I was a little taken back by the hell no.
I was almost taken back by the fact that I didn't get that text, but then when you told me what night it was, I was not in town. So that I was like, hang on a sec.
I almost did text you anyway, just to let you know. But,
just a photo. Just so you know where I'm at. Hopefully Cancun's going well.
Can I just? By the way, before we get into something, can I just send you a message or tell you guys a message that I got?
Well, wait. Finish your thing. You were talking about Scopo. You were saying if you invite him to something.
Scopo?
Yeah.
Oh, this guy over here. That when you invite him to something, he goes, maybe. I don't know. But if you ignore Scopo, like Freddie, he comes. You know what I did? I did it. My friends, he was hitting us up. He goes, whatever however he texts.
Yeah, I
go.
text like Sam Rubinoff. That's how I text.
And he goes, my friend goes, hey, Scopo, where's Scopo? I go, tell him where you are. Don't tell him to come. Just tell him the location. And then don't say anything.
No. He didn't tell me location.
He'll come.
This is the big part. So
yeah, I knew you were texting my friend.
I'm texting his boy LeConte, and I'm like, yeah, I was coming the whole time. I'm like, I'll come after. I'll say what up after. He goes, we're at Peter Dillon's, this bar in the city. I
also said
text
Peter Dillon's.
I text his boy. I text him. I text Olivia. To no response. No response I get. It goes about 45 minutes to an hour of no response.
And guess who came?
There's 2 Peter Dillons in the city. I had to go to both Peter Dillons to see him.
You went to both of them.
I could have left after the first one and been like, I did my thing.
That's
I'm
how
done.
you get Scopo there. You don't. I didn't know there was.
I wanted to see.
the
your boy
theory though
LeConte.
stands, but there was special circumstances because
I
there
didn't
was a
know
lot
there
of
was two
people
Peter
that you wanted to
Dillons.
see.
But also, there was. I didn't know there was 2 Peter Dillons, and also.
Did you intentionally tell him don't reply to when he's asking?
No, I did not. I truly didn't.
I'm texting, no response from anybody.
Yeah, we were like hanging out and stuff. We were.
This is the best. His girlfriend Olivia says, I get there. She goes, oh, I just saw your message when I was in the bathroom. I go, did you respond back? She goes, oh, no, not yet. She wasn't even going to respond to me.
But we know that if Scopo doesn't make the plans, he won't go.
That is the biggest
But
crock
if
of
you
shit in the
go
world.
Scopo,
You're the only one that whatever you don't want to do one night,
sniffs it out.
whatever you don't want to do one night, you won't do. You'd be like, nope, not doing that.
Yeah, that's
I don't
fine.
give a shit. I don't care.
I don't want to go.
I hate comedy. Fuck this.
I don't want
Fuck
to
this.
go.
Do I want to go to a place where people are there that I know? Nope, don't want to do
I
that.
had to hang out with my dad. The guy's a fucking psycho.
But
I got stories on that fucking lunatic.
Let me tell you, your dad loves to get angry. I feel like he's the happiest when he's the angriest.
He's fucked up. You missed him at Morton's Steakhouse before we went to the Play with No Name.
I didn't get an invite for that one. Morton's.
You had a show on Saturday night. Remember that?
Yeah, 11 o'clock at night.
You had a show at 11?
Yeah. Sucked.
I thought you said you had the show at whatever.
It was supposed to be at 8, but it changed to 11.
Well, show me the text where that happened. So we're at Morton's Steakhouse, and my dad's like, take off your hat. When we're walking to the back, and I go, what? He goes, take off your hat. That's disrespectful. Take off your fucking hat. That's fucking... He's yelling at me while we're walking to the place. So I go sit down. I take off my hat. And the waiter comes and goes, welcome to Morton's Steakhouse. My dad looks at the knife, and he goes, is this a chain? And he goes, yeah. He goes, do you have one in Toronto? And he goes, yeah. And then my dad goes, I stole a knife from there 10 years ago. And the guy goes, what? And he goes, I work in construction. It's phenomenal to cut rope. That's what he said. And the guy
Meanwhile, he's yelling at you
Yeah,
to take your hat off
yeah.
because that's disrespectful. It turns out he has sticky fingers,
And
and he's
then
willing to admit it.
the guy goes, sir, we have metal detectors on the way out. Please don't try it. He stole a knife. He's insane, man. He's truly crazy.
Yeah, he was snapping pretty quick.
Yeah, he was snapping.
You
on
and
the
him are the
waitress.
same exact person.
Tell him how he snapped on the waitress. He'll go. He just wants to go to head office immediately.
Well, so it was your dad,
My buddy Mike.
Mike
he's the
LeConte.
best. His wife Elena.
yeah,
My buddy Vic.
And Vic.
Great guy.
great guy. Every time your dad would open his mouth at that when we were having at that bar, Vic would bellow me, and he goes, "Watch this! When his fingers start pointing in the air, he's done." 2 seconds later, Herm's like this. He sticks his finger up in the air, and then Vic elbows. He goes, "I told you, it's over."
Wait,
He was calling every word. So the
what does that mean? Finger in the air.
look, as soon as he starts like
loves
pointing his
fighting.
finger like this, he starts snapping his finger. That means he is gone. There's no
loves
convincing him
fighting.
otherwise.
We know
that
where you
he's
get that
angry.
one from now.
He loves fighting.
Yeah, the apple didn't fall from the tree at all. He's still hanging there like a fucking lunatic.
Dude, we went to the Guggenheim, and my dad had his hands behind his back, and he was like trying to interpret the art, and he's like, I understand this picture right here. He goes, see this? This is a naked woman. That's her head. Those are her breasts, and she's sliding. She's sliding down to happiness. And then there's a little description in the corner. And we go, newspaper and fruit bowl. We go, it's a newspaper and it's a fruit bowl. The slide's a newspaper, the woman's fruit. And he goes, fuck you talking about? He wouldn't believe the description. He goes, that's bullshit. Look at the tits.
Really?
He goes, look at the tits. He's a psycho.
I'm pretty sure I've heard you say the phrase, look at her tits, more than once.
The guy's a maniac.
He was snapping on a waitress because he went. They were at the hotel bar the night before, and so the next night, the night before they didn't have prosecco, and he goes, "I'd like a bottle of prosecco," and she goes, "Oh, we're out. We don't have any more right now." And he like kind of doesn't have a good time about it. We go back the next day. He goes to the waitress, new waitress. He's like, "Listen, you guys got prosecco?" And she goes, "Oh, let me go check." And she comes back and she's like,
He was hoping she didn't.
He did not want them to have prosecco so he could snap. But the waitress not only comes back and says, "Hey, unfortunately, we're sold out of prosecco," but in her hand she has, "These are the 2 other sparkling wines we have in case these interest you." And he's like, "I don't want them," and he loses it. And then he starts snapping on this poor girl about like, why do you have them on the menu? You never have prosecco. He's like, it was 12 hours ago. It was 12 fucking hours ago. It's a Saturday night. What do you expect them to do? Get a goddamn shipment overnight?
She goes, "Sir, I don't stock the bar." And he goes, "Well, whoever does should be fired."
And then as she's walking away, he's just loudly just like, "Shit, she doesn't know that she even work here. They're charging me $25 a night, and I gotta spend it." Like it was like a million problems that this man
I did
was
roll
having.
up Friday night. He was in the bathroom, so I sat in his seat, and then I came back, and I got up, and I go, "Hey, Herb." And he goes, "Who are you?"
When I did go to shake his hand, I'd give him like a shake and like one of those like half hugs where you go in and like kind of tap shoulders type of thing. And every time I did it, or like the 2 times I did it, as I was like coming in, I could see in his face, he's like, "This fucking prick hugging me." Like he had this in his eyes. He was like, "What are you doing?"
Well, like I told you guys before, he got hit by a car and on his bike, and he hurt his shoulder. Well, he didn't get hit up by a car. He claims the car ran over the bike.
Was this in Chicago, right on a rainy day?
So he's like, "I'm fine," but every time he'd go to like reach and put his arm up, he has a
Got that old football
He
injury.
goes, "Oh God!" Like it's not even like a discomfort.
It was
He's like,
raining Friday here,
"Oh,
too.
God." Yeah.
That
He's like, "Oh God!" So I kept saying like, "Please go to the doctor, please." And he tells the story at Morton's after he says that he stole the knives. He goes, "Let me tell you, doctors don't know everything." I go, "What?" He goes, "I was horseback riding before a big exam in the 70s. That's what he said. He broke his wrist horseback riding. He
And
said,
that's why his shoulder hurts today?
No, he said he used to clear his head riding a horse. And he broke his arm, and he went to the doctor, and the doctor wrapped him up. And then he went home, and he was still in pain. So his mom, my nonna, called a lady down the block who does like home medicine.
Mm-hmm.
She cracked an egg, made egg whites, put a cloth in the egg whites, made a cast out of egg whites. And he said he never felt better after that. And he goes, "You see, doctors don't know shit."
His neighbor made him an omelet, and he's like, my arm's better.
Mike,
The
you would
whole-
love that cast.
That's what I'm saying.
The whole table
Put a
was
couple
rattled.
peppers in there, maybe some cheese.
Sir, the patient is eating the cast. I need a new cast. I just left. Sorry.
What happened?
Holy.
He scarfed it down.
What happened? I had to walk a block from my car. I hate the thing. What am I gonna do?
Then he goes, we're at
Want to put a cheeseburger on this next time? How about that? Huh?
You get some French fries and ranch.
I'll go to McDonald's. I'll get a 2 whatever. Fuck it.
we're at dinner, and he's like, "Oh yeah," he's like, "Trust me, the egg white cast worked." And then he's like, "Google it." So I Google it, and nothing comes up. Nothing. It's Ghost Town, USA in the
white
Google
cast?
search. And I'm like, nothing comes up. And then he goes, "Oh fuck! What is Google? No, fuck Google.
Doctors don't know shit.
You just
Google
told me to
doesn't know
Google.
shit.
No one knows anything. He's crazy.
It was
Exhausting?
I think that's great.
He
The
is.
play was hysterical though because he was kept falling asleep.
I threw an M&M in his ear.
But then he woke up at halftime or whatever, the intermission. He goes, "I got confused immediately," and so I took a nap.
Yesterday, he was sleeping on the couch before he left to the airport, and he was snoring. So I start staring at him, and I guess he felt me staring at him. And mid snore, he woke up and he goes, "Fuck you, Alex!" Like he told me to fuck off. And I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "Well, what's your problem?" I go, "You were snoring." He go, I wasn't snoring. Fuck you." I go, "Who wakes up just ready to go?" This guy, he's a psycho.
This is how I know like that you're
What do you
you're
expect?
you're exactly like
Look
your
at
dad.
him.
But also like your dad's like, doctors don't know shit. Google doesn't know shit. You looked up something on Google and couldn't, and it's a ghost town. The first result on Google for egg white cast is life hacks for egg whites. You can make a temporary cast out of egg whites by stiffening them and putting a cloth in it and wrapping it around
I
your
might have not seen that.
Literally the first thing that popped up.
He had
Might
a
have
couple.
skipped
He had
that.
a couple jacks in him.
He's
No, I was
he's
sober at that time.
he spelled it
Shut up.
E-J.
Trying to help you out, kid.
You spelled egg wrong. How'd you pull that off?
Keep
egg white
insulting me.
cast.
You're insulting yourself.
It's my friend.
Oh,
Read-
go ahead.
read
Oh, your
that.
friend. Hey, it doesn't count. It's your friend.
Read that.
Did you solve Jizzgate or are you having a kangaroo court? I'm thinking about this hair and the jizz
It's
part.
definitely a kangaroo.
When you get in the shower and put water on your hair, any loose hair would be washed out right away. The jizz was in the before scoops. This guy's retarded. The jizz was in the before scoops went in, or scoops fed the geese from outside the tub before jumping in. The big fella made this jizz ball. This kid can't fucking type to
Keep-
save his life,
keep
but
going.
that
keep
explanation does not make any sense.
You
He's
think?
saying that.
What is
he's
he
saying
saying?
that the jizz could have been in first, and then the hair fell out, and that's how the jizz and the hair.
And the
combined.
jizz got on top of the hair.
Well, it wasn't on top. It was, I mean, together. Go on.
Pavone wrote, "I'm starting to think he did it too." This guy right back, he's busting nuts all over the place.
I'm dumping truckloads of cum all over your apartment.
He even said something about having a huge load when he comes. Could mean that he thought
did?
it all went down the drain, but he missed some. I'm spending too much time on this. My life is pathetic.
Your life is pathetic.
Let me just talk about his personal life.
What was I talking about? Dumping huge loads.
You jizzed in the shower, and we know
Admit
you
it,
did.
Mike. Come
Just
on.
admit it. Just admit
Dude,
it.
I mean, I look.
I'm cool enough with you that I could step on your jizz and not be mad. The
But if
second you
but if it was me?
admit it, I'd kill you.
But if it was me,
I'll kill him immediately.
That could not have been me. The time frame does not allow
The
it.
time frame makes
time frame is you. The
exact
time frame
sense.
is you.
Yes, it is.
I didn't
see, I'm the
master-
one with the time frame that doesn't match up. You're the one with the
Yeah.
time frame that does match up.
Technically,
You're the
he's
only
right.
one who didn't have a female here. My girlfriend was here the entire time.
That's what you're going on.
I was having sex.
I have evidence. I have time.
Evidence?
That's evidence. My time doesn't match up. You don't have that. All you have is my girlfriend was
Yeah,
here.
I didn't
maybe
jerk off.
Maybe she was on her friend was in town
No.
and you couldn't do anything.
answer is
huh?
no.
Maybe you just wanted to rub one out to show her that you're more of a man. You don't need her in life. Maybe that was it, Mike.
That's actually not a bad idea.
You've never
but
had sex and then jerked off immediately?
when I was 16 or 19.
Oh, 3 years, eh?
When I was
2
19.
seconds.
19, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure, buddy.
That's when I lost my virginity.
Yeah, okay,
That's,
buddy.
yeah, that's cool.
Did somebody just knock on the door?
Did they?
I heard the door knock.
I'm pretty sure that was not a knock on the door.
Well, I heard two distinct knocks. All right.
Yeah, just like you didn't jerk off in the shower.
I was gonna say it might have been the truth coming in.
Yeah, Jesus.
No, it definitely 100% wasn't me.
100%.
Okay.
When the
And it was toilet paper for sure. 'Cause
Did you
I
guys
know
not see the
difference
wad?
between-
Then you saw it and you go, yeah, that looks a lot like it.
It could have been it, but the time matches up for you. Just
The
saying.
time thing isn't a
If the
thing.
glove fits,
You were here too. You were also here in that time.
I was
period.
not. I left at 8 o'clock
He
that night
wasn't.
before.
And
8
you couldn't have
o'clock.
jerked off that night.
No,
He could
How
have
not?
jerked off.
I could have jerked off,
but-
but
But what? You didn't?
There would have been.
I
And we
did.
just supposed to believe
There
that.
would have been
There would've
me, Olivia, you, Becca,
and him again.
and then that's when I stepped on it. So 4 showers and the 5th.
So you're saying my load is so fucking
Po-
invisible,
Oh,
invisible until he gets it. That only the fourth shower brings it out. The 4th shower.
Drain. Scopo hair. cum. I saw the cum. It wasn't under the cum. It was on top. It wasn't under the hair. It was on top of the hair.
It's still in. It's in the hair. In cum is in.
It's
not
mixed
on
with
top.
It's mixed with the
Well,
hair.
if we're gonna keep rehashing this and go back to the facts and the things that have been stated, you like to put your cock on or near the drain and
True.
shoot right in.
True.
So that if there was hair on the drain, it feels like your cum would be in, through, on
So I keep
the hair.
bringing it up because I jizzed and in Scopo's hair and stepped on it, and then I continue to bring up the crime because I am
Sounds like what a guilty
a
party would do.
maniac.
That's what the guilty party would do.
Yeah.
Maybe you did it and then didn't realize it was yours, but now you just gotta live it out. You gotta just go with it.
Possible. I thought about that. I thought about it.
You thought I was guilty from the second you stepped on that cum.
No, I
you had
didn't.
your mind made
No, I
up.
didn't.
No, he definitely had it on me.
No, I did not. I had.
He went to me first.
It's because I wasn't
did.
home.
That's a good point.
I did go to him first.
It's because I wasn't home.
No, I fucking yelled.
Well, who is this friend? Who is this friend of yours?
Joe. He works at Nike. I shouldn't have said that. Joe. He works at Fila.
Well, I was going to tell Joe he's an idiot and go fuck himself, but Joe, I need a pair of Lunar Force duck boots, size 15. You know the address. Send them my way. I just lost my pair.
That's two of my friends now that think.
I got another message.
So I think the
too.
point of the we know is
Sorry,
that your
Andrew.
friends are idiots.
Two of my friends that think it was you.
Of course they're not
They
going to
did.
They're not going to go after
also,
you.
some guy
Yeah, they
tweeted at
do.
me and
They're
said,
not
if
going
it
to.
goes yellow, it's jizz.
What does that mean?
Like jizz turns
Who's
yellow.
this guy? Is it Fred again?
Well, I'll tell you what it wasn't. It wasn't yellow. It was fucking
No.
bright white.
No, it wasn't bright white.
It was white.
No.
Now it's yellow.
It
Now you're
wasn't-
telling me it's
it wasn't
yellow.
bright white.
It was tingy.
Yeah, it had a tinge.
But
It had like
it had a hint of Pav scent in it.
One, I stand by that it was Mike's jizz.
Who is
Who is this?
Fail Bundy, Freddie. Once you mentioned his manipulation, he started manipulating again. And two, how the hell did Pavone know my last name from a tweet?
That is a good question. I don't know. I have a great memory and I'm a great listener, Fred Eisenberg. Eisenhart?
Whatever his name is.
Fail Bundy.
Fail
Why
Bunny's
fail?
a great.
Like Al?
It's a great
I
thing.
have no idea.
Oh.
How was your week in Cancun, Mike? Huh?
Yeah, tell us.
Oh, jerked off in that shower about 48
Yeah,
times.
we know, but
You know me. I'm a shower jerker.
Yeah, but you know what? These people were paid to clean the shower, not like this guy.
Yeah.
That was great, man. We didn't do anything. We went to Senior Frogs specifically on your recommendation, Scope.
How was it?
Trash. It was Queens on the beach.
Queens on the beach, buddy. I would have bought a bottle and made that place myself.
the funniest
kidding me?
funniest recommendation for anywhere I've ever been is Scopo. And forgive me, but this is my best Scopo impression. You go to Cancun, buddy? Listen, bro. Go to Bullfrogs. You kept calling it Bullfrogs.
No, I said Senior Frog. I said Bulldog. Two different places. Go to the Bulldog or go to Senior Frogs.
Buddy, go to Senior Frogs. Get a bottle, table to yourself. It's like $60. You'll live like a king. Everyone will respect you. I go, I think we vacation a little different. I went to Senior Frogs. We went, and it was empty.
It's so exciting.
You got to get a bottle. Come on, kid.
It was
What are you talking about? It's like $70 for a fucking bottle of vodka. I'm getting 3, and I'm fucking. This is my club now.
There was nobody there. They had like the MC going around like trying to pump up the crowd, and they had like the staff dancing to all these songs, and then they played a game, a drinking game where they had 3 couples, and the guy had to give the girl a lap dance, and obviously me and Improv got picked on for that because we were the only other there was 3 couples in the place. And the only crowd was like 4 people with one of the couples, and the staff just watching this dance to no noise or applause or laughter. It was brutal. Still fun though. Got a couple free cocktails, and that was it. Then I bought.
There was legit. Did it pick up at all?
When we left, it started
What
to
time did
pick
you
up a
get
little
there?
bit. We had like 9 or 10 maybe,
How'd you leave?
midnight-ish.
Oh God.
I know that's sad.
That's sad, bro.
Why is that sad?
You get there at midnight.
Yeah.
Look, buddy, I'm
You drink all day. You take a nice little nap. You leave by 11:30.
I
You go
Get a
to
couple
the
cocktails before you
cocktails
get in
before you
there.
go to the bar. Of course you do.
You get there at 12
couple
o'clock.
tequila poppers, and the poppy goes pop, pop, pop.
You get there at 12 o'clock.
We had a
Cinderella.
Yeah.
We had a couple cocktails before, but
9
my
and
vacation, my vacation was a lot of sleeping by the pool, laying in the pool, jump in the water, come back to the pool, take another nap, read a book.
Scare any kids?
Read a book.
4 square meals a day, sometimes 5, and then I go to bed.
Read a book.
Yeah. I read
This
a book.
guy's sad. You're old. Bro.
How is that sad?
You gay, bro?
Got a couple bottles.
What? How do you not go to Cancun and live like a king? Honestly,
Buddy, I did
it's the
live-
one thing we have on Mexico. You go there, everything is cheaper. You live like a king.
I don't think you know how kings live.
That is the one thing you have on Mexico. It's Senor Frog bottle service.
It's so much cheaper. Just go, you go there.
You know what
they
was cheap-
love
you know what was
Americans there 'cause
cheaper?
they're like, oh, they're fucking stupid.
We-
I'm a stupid American when I go there. I'm like, I want everything.
We drank for free at the hotel. They had an open bar for us.
Ooh, open bar. Ooh.
Talk about living like a king.
Ooh, 7 people in the club when I get there. Boo. When I get there, the club is full, baby, and they put a nice little velvet rope out. And they go, Mr. Scopo, we're glad to see you again. You kidding me? I call ahead. I walk in there like in Goodfellas. I go, you two again, huh? Every time I'm here, you two.
Who's the other person with you?
No, he's talking.
It's
to
him and his
the
attitude.
Have you ever seen Goodfellas?
I'm talking. You said you two.
Him and the waitstaff.
Oh my God! You ever see Goodfellas when he walks into the bar?
Yes. But there was
Two
two.
Senor Frog's employees.
Oh, you're saying that.
Yeah. He's
Okay.
Jesus.
I thought the staff was saying that. I was like, who's
I'm
on
sorry,
with you?
Goodfellas wasn't a play. Didn't see it. Yeah.
No, but Bronxdale was. And let me tell you, it wasn't good.
My dad saw the play gone wrong that Mike requested, and then
First of all, I didn't request anything.
I mean, it was fine. It was fun.
No. There were certain requirements you asked me to. What play should we see? Here's the rules.
And it was good.
The
We
play
had a
that goes
good time.
wrong was the only one that fit in those rules.
We had a good time, but my dad was like, "Too many mishaps. How many mishaps can happen? Fuck, something's got to go right. Something's got to happen." That's what he said.
Well,
But he's like,
what
it
were the
was fun.
requirements though?
No, it was fine.
Tell me the
My
requirements.
dad's not a good, easy guy to please.
Well, I'm talking for the podcast. What was the requirements?
No singing or dancing, because that's fucking stupid.
Well, there's not a lot of nuts and no drama.
And no drama. Yeah.
A comedy without singing and dancing. There's literally one play on Broadway that does that.
And I understand how you were a Broadway usher after dealing with 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very snippy.
Snippy?
Yeah.
They were snippy? I was never snippy.
A couple guys with
Well, you are in real
a
life.
touch of the tiz.
No, I would be good. I hate it. I mean, I was voted worst employee.
There's a vote
After
for that.
this kid Tom Casano left,
Yeah, it's a vote.
I
the
was-
boss, you're fired.
I was voted. I literally used to be like, all right, 5th row, 4th seat, maybe, I don't know. Go sit wherever you want. Upstairs, I'd be like, sit whatever you guys want.
There
I
was
don't
like
give a
almost a
fuck.
fight in the section below us. The guy put his jacket on like the railing, and the fucking guy came over and was like, "I can't do that, sir." And
I
was
used to
like, "What?"
honestly, when we used to go, I used to hate getting downstairs because downstairs, all like the fucking people that were in charge were there. I actually had to work. It sucked. You had to like bring them down to the seats. Go, you're over here. You're over
Oh,
there.
really?
You go upstairs. You're like, bro, it's 5th row, 4th seat, wherever
Yeah.
you want to go. I don't give a shit. I used to hate downstairs, but downstairs was a good one. You could see celebrities. That's about it.
I didn't realize how high the theater was.
It's pretty up there.
Man, I was embarrassed when I got up there. I was like, huh. I go, how good
Where
are
was the theater?
eyes?
He looked behind him, and it was the wall.
Where was
it?
it?
Was the last row.
Where was the theater?
West 45th.
It wasn't the last
What?
row.
149 West 45th. So it's right.
What's the name of the
It was right on the other side of Broadway from the Marriott marquee.
music box?
Lipsons?
It wasn't music box. I
No,
don't think.
Lyric.
No.
Lyrica.
Lyricsons?
West 45th.
I used to work in 45th music box.
No, it was Music Box. That's Deer and Evan Hansen.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. You wouldn't want to see that one.
It's okay. It's a good one. But it's the other side of 45th. Good theater.
Great theater. Do they do comedy there?
Yeah, I'm playing that next week.
No, but do they?
The play was funny.
Yeah.
Do they stand up?
No,
Yeah.
no. They don't
If
do
there's if there's a stand-up comedian doing a Broadway show, they would.
yeah, this is Broadway.
And that
dude.
theater's available at that moment. But there are
Everything
shows
has
that
to
do.
be in Broadway there.
Yeah, it's
It's a Broadway house. It's
Wow.
the number of seats that dictates if it's a Broadway house, and so you have to
How
follow
many seats were in
certain.
there?
it's got to be
I
thousand.
think it's. I thought Broadway was 501 or more.
500. It's uppers is Broadway.
More than
but
500.
If it's on 45th though, it's gonna
It's-
be close to 1,000. Like, the music,
Oh, yeah, it
the
was
music,
big.
The music box was 1,000. I know that.
Yeah, it's,
Oh, wait a
it's
minute.
probably 1,000.
That's what dictates Broadway.
Number of seats.
yeah.
Oh, it's not
like it's
where
not
it
on
was.
Broadway,
Okay.
yeah.
Because there's Broadway shows at like Lincoln Center, which is not on in the theater district.
Because my dad snapped on me.
He said it wasn't Broadway.
Yeah, because it was off Broadway Street. He goes,
Oh.
no wonder you brought me to an
You know-
off Broadway.
Do you know?
Oh, he thought Broadway meant it was on the road called Broadway.
As
Do you
did
know
I,
there's?
though.
Do you know there's? you know there's no plays on Broadway.
Yeah.
There's not one play on Broadway.
Could have used that information 3 days
Yeah,
ago.
Where's the play on Broadway? Broadway's
No.
small street.
No, there is the PlayStation Theater and the American Airlines Theater is on Broadway.
Oh, that's gay.
Do they ever play PlayStation games there? Live?
I don't know.
They should.
So
But
back
yes.
back to Cancun. We're getting away from this. I don't want to fucking deal with the Broadway people. It's because I have a fucking field day here.
You're talking more about Broadway
So,
than I am.
Did you? What kind of food did you eat there?
Oh,
Did you get sick at all?
No, but we were very careful to not drink the water because that's how you get sick.
Mm-hmm.
And we basically ate and drank the same, because
The exact same.
we
meal
were in the
back
club
then.
level, and there was
Same
5
amount.
buffets a day, so we were like, it was just great, just meal after meal after meal. I ate guacamole at every meal,
You and Becca ate the same amount.
not the same amount,
Oh, there
but
you
the
go.
same food. We're eating the same food. And the last day on the way back, we were in the lounge. Not a big deal. I have lounge access at every airport in the world. They had food and snacks and drinks and beer and wine.
Mike, saying that you went, you ate the whole entire trip and then
Yeah.
you went to a lounge and ate more is not bragging.
No, I have lounge access at every lounge in the world.
Yeah,
That's
but
not the
it's-
point.
Eating food there the whole time.
Well,
They know to,
I had
they know
a,
to stock up and they say Albanese on the list.
I pick
you
an
go.
Albanese. It doesn't matter.
El Diablo.
The devil.
Oh my goodness. What am I
El
doing?
Grande Diablo.
Ay Dios mío, he's here. Ay Dios, oh my goodness.
Ándole,
Ándale.
arriba, arriba.
Ah, go to get the avocado tree. Come on, chop one down, bring it here. The big man's here. He's here. Oh my goodness.
The big man here with the quesadilla burrito. Toco, toco, toco. Quick, 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 quick. Speedy. Gonzalez.
Call the manager.
Not only is this mean towards me, but it's offensive towards Hispanics. That was brutal.
Yeah, well, we're having a good time.
Yeah, I was having fun with that one.
No.
Well, we had the only thing different that she drank that I didn't was she had a glass of water because it was like a tub that said drinking water, and I was like, "Fuck that! We've gone this far without getting sick. I'm not drinking it." She drank a glass, and then she got very sick the next day.
No.
Yeah,
From
she's just
one glass?
she's just recovering.
From one glass.
One glass of water. That you don't fuck with that shit. It's
Really?
Montezuma's revenge. They don't have clean water down there.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey,
For
so
sure,
when-
But
Buddy
they
boy
drink it.
didn't-
They grow up drinking it, so it's not, it's the parasites or whatever that's
when
in
you
it.
For
left,
sure it
you,
wasn't your jizz in the sink. You fucking scumbag.
Always got to come back to that.
when you left, do you think they cut staff like they cut waitresses at comedy clubs? They're like, we don't need you for the week, buddy. He's gone. They go, I don't make no money this week.
They told the guacamole guy to take a break.
They go, you gotta get out of here, buddy. Oh, I was just making money.
Stop.
What the fuck? This guy was paying my rent for the month.
Stop stirring, pal. You can go.
Mike wonders why he has a free 2 days here. They just want him to eat. The staff is paying for him.
Oh, that was good.
The omelet station chef could finally take a seat during his work. He's like,
Were you the biggest guy in Mexico?
I might have been.
You
was
have a
pretty big.
foot on most Mexicans.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least.
I can't believe you didn't go out to like Palladium and shit. That's in Acapulco. Fuck. But like
We
you
went
can
to
go out.
Senior Frogs.
Palladium, what's that, a club?
Palladium's a club in Acapulco. It's pretty dope.
When I go on vacations,
with the
I
devils
will
there?
get fucking crazy and party. But this vacation for me was to just to relax and do nothing.
Mike,
My
what do
plan
you
was
do
to
with your life?
nothing.
You hit to relax.
Oh, I don't know. Fucking plan a goddamn a 3-day festival with 8,000 moving parts, essentially by myself, and then plan a fucking 3.5 week tour, essentially by myself with you two idiots.
Okay.
I had a lot of work and stress going on, and I needed to take a fucking
Don't
break.
forget the
Okay.
podcast you produce.
Yeah,
every week.
exactly. So yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's what I
What do
needed.
you-
That's why
yeah,
I did
Thanks, Scopo. Me and Mike are out here busting our balls working on this podcast. And what do? Put on socks?
Oh, I'm sorry. I've come home 4 times. I've come home 4 times in the last 2 days. He hasn't moved from the couch, this kid.
Who?
That's true.
You.
You've been cuddling on that couch for a
You
while.
are a cuddler, kid.
I was.
You're a cuddler.
with
Do you?
my
Candles
family who I
lit.
love.
No.
Yeah.
You've been cuddling hardcore with your improv.
Well, you get home very late.
With
and I'm
improv,
already-
too.
I'm already out doing stuff, and I get back
Doing stuff. What are you talking about?
5 minutes before you get home
Sure.
from God knows what.
Cuddling.
Picking up trash, scooping up banana peels in the city. We're having a.
But that's why this vacation was specifically to do nothing. I didn't want to do anything. I'll get crazy on a fucking vacation, but not this one. This was a very and it was a bit of a chore going down to Senor Frogs. We took the bus.
No, you didn't.
What's wrong with you
You're
guys?
It was great.
scum.
How cheap are you?
What do you mean? How cheap am I?
The bus.
The bus is hopping
in
a cab.
Mexico.
The bus. First of all, it was the hotel zone bus, so it's just a bunch of tourists. It was 68 cents to get on the bus, and 7 minutes later, we were in front of Senor Frogs, and it was 68 cents back
Mikey
right
scams.
to the hotel.
Mikey's
I
scams
asked
drove.
the
That's why you want to
For
save money with
sure.
your.
I
with your
talked to
lives
I
here.
talked to the concierge. I said, "Can you call me a cab? We're going to Senor Frogs." He goes, "My friend, don't take
He
the cab."
goes.
He
Gringo
goes,
Grandé,
"You walk right
68
down there for 68 for it was like 4 pesos or some silly small amount of money."
Era mucho grande.
Well, he's.
Era mucho grande. A cab for you.
I think the reason he didn't put me in a bus because he didn't think the shocks and the cabs would have held me. Anyway, he says, "Go down to the street." He goes, "I'll put in the golf cart. We'll take you right down to the bottom of the driveway. The bus comes right here." He goes, "It's there and back, super cheap, fast." He goes, "Don't get the cabs will rip you off. Take the bus." He said, "But if you come back past midnight, take a cab because the buses are real like they don't go that often. But every 3 minutes, another bus is flying by. That's what they're there for." So we took a bus down there. We had a couple cocktails. I bought a couple of luchadora masks for my friends, who all they do is shit talk me the whole time
Thank you
I
for
get
those.
back. But I still love you and think you're
Thank
good
you for
people.
those luchador masks.
And we had a good time. We just sat in the ocean.
Did you wear
and-
one of those luchador masks in public and scare the kids, the natives?
That's signing autographs. El Gringo Mucho.
El Gringo Grande. Did you
Gringo
wear?
Grande.
Did you wear luchador mask the next day at all you could eat buffet?
It felt like it would have been a little offensive.
You should have had it. You should have wore it during sex.
I think
Dude,
you're too
I didn't
big
wear
to be
all
a
three of them.
luchador.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, they're not that big.
Doesn't mean
Yeah,
there's no size
Rey
requirement.
Mysterio wasn't he
He's like
luchador?
5'4".
He was tiny.
Yeah.
He was a little man.
Give you a
Luchadors are
hard-
supposed to be like flyers nowadays, but the luchadors they wore masks because they wanted it to be about the athleticism and not the person. So the luchador mask was only just to keep it like even for everybody. So you had to be better rather than like have a pretty
Not-
face or like great hair or
Not
something.
not
wasn't
to
about
keep
the
it
flash.
personal.
Yeah, it wasn't about the flash. It was about being more athletic. So that's why they did that.
That's why
Which is why there's no Gringo Grandes.
Gringo Grande. That's why African tribes wore masks back in the day to separate themselves from the state. Did you know that? I went to the museum. Are you aware of that?
I don't know what you just said.
The executioner had a mask. Why?
You didn't want people to know he was a murderer?
You can't see your killer or something like that.
Yeah, it's so it can't be personal, as well as the bill collector.
They wore
Masks.
masks?
Well, yeah, because they don't want people. You don't want people.
The
in your
bill
village.
collector wore a mask?
Oh yeah.
Until when?
In African tribes, he did.
Still does. I heard.
Yeah.
Dr. Bill Collector. They got a guy over there. I got a guy. I got a guy. He wears the scream mask.
The
and he
guy
goes
from
over.
Con Ed
Scream mask.
Yeah, he
comes
wears a
in
screen.
with a goddamn
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger mask. He goes, "I'm here for the money."
Is that what when the Chinese came upstairs the other day? They were all wearing masks of
No.
bad breath people.
Those guys.
Oh, I texted Jay. I was sitting here on Saturday. It's like 2 p.m. I'm in sweatpants and a sweatshirt under the blankets, freezing my ass
It was
off.
brutal yesterday too. I almost started snapping.
I'm gonna fucking snap. Edit that one out too. But they're driving me crazy. Those guys. They're driving me nuts.
Is it cold in here now?
No, it's fine now.
Now that you mention it.
I mean, you're wearing a sweater. You're wearing long clothes. I'm wearing long clothes.
I feel fine.
Well, you always feel fine, Mike.
No, if it was cold,
Except
here,
when he's hungry.
my feet would be cold.
All of Mexico.
I'm telling you, I ate probably 40.
How'd you
I
survive
probably
down
ate
there in the
48
heat?
avocados.
How'd you survive down there in the heat,
I was
buddy?
fine.
Was there an earthquake?
Not where I was.
Okay.
And I'll
I
tell
thought
you how
there
I
was.
survived. My back is clean, baby. I got a nice shave.
Wasn't there a fucking tsunami there
Not when I
on the
was there.
coast?
Is this leading into
I
a
thought
fat
he did a
joke?
cannonball.
I should have set you up better. I didn't even realize that.
I was waiting on
Oh,
it.
my bad. I should have set it up. I should have set it
Too
up.
bad I caught it before you had a chance.
It wasn't a Campbell, though. It was a jackknife. And he came in hot.
It would have been funnier if you said, "Did you step into the pool? You stepped into the ocean normally, and the entire fucking beach ran for their lives."
Should we do our...
Yeah, go for it.
I did hear reports of a beach whale, though.
It's just me sunbathing.
A freshly shaved beach whale showed up at the Cancun Resort Beach the other day. Visitors said that they tried to talk to it, but they just fed it an avocado and it actually got up and walked away. It was actually good.
The whale followed them to their resort and asked, "All inclusive? All inclusive?"
Did I ever tell you I kicked out of? I was in spring break, and I used to. That was a rough week for me, spring break, and I kept going to my friend's resort, and I kept getting kicked out because I didn't have their wristband. I got kicked out like 4 or 5 times, and I took a jet ski over there.
A jet ski.
Yeah, I paid the guy. The resort's like a mile away, so instead of me taking a cab, I just hopped on a jet ski.
You drove it yourself.
I was with the guy. I paid the guy like $20. I go, I'm gonna drive the jet ski down to my friends, and then come back in like a couple hours, and then take me back to. And he did. I took a jet ski as a taxi back and forth on the things.
That's hysterical. I almost took a jet ski, but they wanted too much money.
How much?
$70 for half an hour.
American?
You couldn't scam beignets them?
I don't want to. I didn't feel like it. I scammed the masks.
Why do you want to do a jet ski? Jet skis are so much fun.
Well, I went down there and talked to him. I was going to, but the jet skis were all old and beat up and shit. And I was like, this isn't going to be fun. It just looked like it was going to be more hassle than it was worth. And I wouldn't have a good time.
What? The jet ski?
I used to ride jet skis back in the day, and they're like nice, fast ones. And I just would have been, wouldn't have liked it.
Jet skis are so much. Have you tried a jet ski?
One time I bruised my balls.
Oh, jet skis are so much fun.
Jet skis are so much fun. I just didn't feel like it. It was too much work. I wanted to go take a nap in the sun.
Are you talking about a
Under an
Sea-Doo?
umbrella.
Sea-Doo?
Sea-Doo? What the fuck is a
Sea-Doo.
Sea-Doo? Sea-Doo.
Sea-Doo.
What are you doing?
It's-
Soku
no.
Sea-Doo. Sea-Doo.
Not Sea-Doo.
Sea-Doo.
That's not it.
Sea-Doo.
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 It's not. It's the
Sea-Doo.
word sea, like,
X-E-A.
and then do.
Do. Sea-Doo.
There you go.
Okay.
I do see a retard.
Sea-Doo. Yeah. Is it the same thing? Yes.
Jet ski is the same thing. Sea-Doo is a brand. Like a Honda is a car. A Sea-Doo is a jet ski.
I got it, man.
All right.
But then they have wave runners, which are the ones you stand up on.
Oh, okay.
Those I don't think they even make those anymore, though.
Are we getting to our stories? Because, Mikey, you're looking tired.
I feel great.
Really?
I'm feeling good.
You feel you're looking a little like you're dying on us.
Thinking about avocado. Kind of hungry.
I got to get a salad after this.
You getting a salad?
I am.
I'm making some eggs, I think.
Those
Okay.
are my
All right,
eggs, eh?
great.
You could ask me if you could have.
I don't know there were eggs. I just saw.
you just thought eggs appear.
I think it's
Out of
didn't
the
this females
fridge.
buy it for us?
No, he did buy 83 bars of soap, though.
Oh, okay. What can I
I
have?
bought the soap too, so
No, you didn't buy the soap.
I did.
It's females bought the soap.
Nope.
I thought you told me he bought the soap.
No, a female's bought the 2 beers, 2 cases.
What about
of
all this
beers.
toothpaste?
You're looking at the toothpaste, man. Keep your queen's fucking claws
Queen's
off
claws.
my toothpaste.
By the way,
And soap.
speaking of food, do you see how bummed he got yesterday when D came over and gave the cookie to me and not him?
Oh, it wasn't the fact that she gave you the cookie, because I'm not that selfish.
You wanted the cookie though.
No. It wasn't that she. It was that disrespect. The disrespect that she came in this house with one cookie.
But what happened?
Homemade
all
cookie.
It's a big ass cookie though.
Yeah, but she came in when she goes, I bought a cookie for Chris. I go, there's other people that live here.
You know he needs a cookie.
Well, nobody needs a cookie more than him sometimes.
Yeah.
But she knows I live here. She knows what I'm all about.
She
She
knows
knows
you
that
need a
she knows that
cookie,
you
too.
like a good sweet.
I told him, I go, this is the one time food's not for you. You can't have this.
He didn't even
food.
want the cookie. He almost didn't let me have it.
I just didn't want him to have it.
Hey, wait a minute. What are you and Dee doing working together?
Yeah, we were writing something.
What? You can't tell us. I
You're being
feel
so
like every
late.
time I have to do something, I have to run it by you.
I'll tell you, which we just. You never asked me. You asked D, and
What?
she said no. You
Oh,
never
yeah.
asked me.
Wow.
I'll tell you once we get off this fucking podcast.
Wow. Wow.
Bab's got his back to Scopo now. He's talking to the dresser.
Unbelievable. You believe this guy right here?
What, are you growing a beard now? Would you shave? You shave yourself? You look like a Russian club promoter.
I had to shave the underneath my throat. It was itchy.
But next time, go side to side. End it already.
Suicide joke.
Yeah, Sweeney Todd yourself. Huh? That's a good one.
That's a good one.
It's not bad, idiot.
A Sweeney Todd.
Okay.
Okay, let's do it. Don't sing. Let's do our little segments.
Do your segment.
You know what
Announce it.
You know what happened today in this day in history? I
Say,
forget the-
announce the
Wanna-
segment
you
for
wanna-
Christ's
you
sake.
wanna
This day in
announce it?
history,
You wanna
retarded just
announce
said
it?
it.
Put a little
No,
enthusiasm.
what you said
in it?
was, you know what happened this day in history?
Put a little
Hey, my name is
enthusiasm
Alex
into it.
Pavone. Here's this day in history.
You know what's gonna happen this day in history next year? When
What's
I say
that?
it? On this day in history.
Hopefully you kill
Today.
yourself.
No, I was gonna say gonna kill you too, fucking retards. If a burrito doesn't get to you first, and your mind doesn't get to you,
Look, don't. It's been a
Fuck
rough
you.
week with the. Let's not talk about burritos killing people. Okay.
what happened?
You know what happened.
What happened?
I'll tell you off air.
Not a big day in history today. I looked at a lot of things. There was like the first football game played on Sunday today, which is November 15th.
But today's a Monday. Oh wait, today's
November
Thursday.
15th.
Thursday we're doing, Mike. We
Yeah.
do it from Thursdays.
Yeah, but
I
it's
thought
November
maybe fucked up.
15th.
Yeah.
In this specific year, it was a Sunday.
Okay.
Get it? It was the first Sunday football
played?
game. I don't know. It was in Philadelphia
Ugh, trash town.
because they couldn't play football on Sunday because it was religious. It was a religious day, but that's not important. In 1933, today, the Nazis won. Guess how much they won by?
The Nazis won.
A field
Yeah.
goal. Hitler.
No. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
You said the Nazis won.
They won the Nazis. The Nazis won the fucking election.
The Nazi party.
Yeah, the Nazi party
Okay.
won
Okay.
the election
In Germany.
in 19.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Where else did they win?
I don't know. Trump got
in
elected.
1933.
Well, they moved to Austria too.
Switzerland?
Yeah.
No.
He did a little damage in the
Poland.
Poland. Those Polish.
1939 they got invaded. Oof.
Yeah.
That was a fast takeover.
How much did Trump win by?
Not a lot.
Trump lost the popular vote.
Yeah, that's why he's the president. But how much did he win by?
Not many.
Great. It's a great question.
Close.
Yeah.
It was close.
Guess how much the Nazis won by in
How much?
33?
100%.
No.
What?
22%.
They won by 22%. So 72?
What?
Is that your answer?
No, they had a 22% lead.
90.
What's the answer?
93%.
So I was close with 100%.
You were 93. It's pretty high.
Yeah, because Hitler was like, uns, feins, uns, ja.
That's a
And they
good.
were like,
That's a good Hitler. you
Dude,
gotta bring that into your act.
Dude, that Hitler.
I don't
Like,
think anyone.
did you ever
would
watch
mind.
one of those Hitler speeches?
Not
Kind of
these.
fucking jacks you up to go.
The guy
No.
knew what he was. The guy was,
That's high.
piece of shit monster.
Yeah, because
But-
do you know why? Because
Eggman
after
had
World
it.
War
Tell me,
II,
Nazi.
after World War One, they were
Yeah.
pretty much bankrupt, the country was bankrupt, and he like rose from the ashes, saying, "We're gonna do this, we're gonna do this," and he's
Like the Undertaker.
basically, he was
he
the
had Paul
Undertaker.
Bear.
He was
He
the Undertaker of the Nazi Party.
Hitler won the Hell in a Cell.
It was Treaty of Versailles. They had all
He
their
came
rights
in-
stripped.
He came in hot though.
I know the history.
The Treaty of Versailles after World War II.
One. Mm-hmm.
What are they?
It was just
He
like
brought
it
them into
stripped
World
Well,
all
War
their-
Hitler wrote Mein Kampf in jail after World War One, and that's how he after that was published. That's how he rose to power.
You know, there's a lot of
you know
babies
too much
being.
about Hitler.
There's a lot of babies right now.
Because he
being-
died in '84. He didn't die in fucking 45
Yeah.
or 46, where
Yeah,
they say
yeah,
he was.
yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
He died in Argentina.
For sure.
There was a lot of babies being born right now named Adolf. This fucking new neo-Nazi alt-right movement. A lot of babies being named
Shut up.
Adolf.
You serious?
That's
are
a
you making
rough
fun of me?
name.
No,
no.
not at all.
No, it is.
That's a rough name if you're like a gay kid, born to Nazi family, and your name is Adolf, and you denounce your family. Like, hey, what's up, Adolf?
I had a buddy whose last name is Doff, and his first name starts with an A, so we called him
Al?
We called him Adolf.
Oh,
It was pretty funny.
Aldolf. It's not a bad name. 92%.
All your buddies call you Al, by the way.
Well, my name's Alex.
I know, but it's a nickname.
It's not a nickname. It's a short name, short form.
If we call you Pavone
Yeah.
or Pavi.
Mike is short for Michael. It's also a nickname for Michael. But I'm saying, like, hearing someone call you Al, or like, oh, Al does this, or me and Al
No
back in the
idea.
day.
I didn't even notice.
LeConte does.
Yeah. But Vic does too.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just interesting to hear, that's all.
really.
Yeah.
Didn't even notice they called me that. But thank you.
So this
for-
day in history, November
Hitler
15th,
dominated. He got in, crushed it.
it's a big day.
He did.
Big day. This
He
is
did. He did pretty well for himself, though. Like he did
for Maniac.
for a
sure.
psychopath.
Who was he up against?
I don't know, but
A pretzel and a
he
lederhosens?
had a micro penis.
It was one of those. You know what it was? It was one of those Putin kind of things where like someone runs against Putin, but no one ever sees him, and they're like, "Yeah, someone's running against Putin." And Putin wins 100-0.
Do you think when Adolf won, do you think he might have stolen any votes electronically, or he influenced Facebook
They
data?
did say that the Russians fucking helped scam the election.
I believe-
Carrier pigeons from Russia. Shucked them there.
Took votes over.
They're actually in 1952 they did find a stack of ballots that were dug under the ground one day in Austria, and they were for some other guy. I don't know what happened.
Well, that's a great lead into mine. If I can do mine now, since that was like a perfect segue. My scam of the week is the gubernatorial election in Georgia.
Governor?
Gubernatorial.
Gubernatorial.
No, it's gubernatorial.
I think you're a goober of a moron for saying that.
Goober of a moron?
Yeah.
No, it's
Goober of a moron.
gubernatorial.
What does that
gubernatorial?
mean?
Look, just because you guys don't know words doesn't mean you can make fun of me for that.
What does that mean?
The governor.
Oh, okay.
Something that the governor would do. It's gubernatorial.
Oh.
You got some kind of attitude, some spice on you tonight that I can't tell if you're being a prick.
I
or
think
if
he's
you're just
actually
talking.
very. I think he's very lackadaisical tonight. That's what.
Maybe
bothers
that's what
me.
it is.
No, I'm listening.
You got a little salt in
No,
your.
I'm not. I
You got a
swear to
little
God.
salt in your kick tonight.
You know I don't like when you lay like that.
I know.
Anyway, the governor's race. Is that better?
A
You feel
little
good
bit.
about that?
Yeah,
That's
that
a
makes
little
sense.
better. Let's,
It
let's,
acted
let's
better.
stop acting like you're smart, okay?
It's not acting.
Mike's-
It's not
Mike's
acting when
smart.
you are.
Yeah, Mike is smart when it comes to food, okay? Name him a fucking apple, and he'll tell you.
Mike is smart. Go on.
Yeah. Let's go back and let's go back to episode 1 through fucking 28 and listen to the IQ tests. We'll find out who's smart. You guys have headphones
By the way,
on, so
I got
me
another
covering
test.
my mouth.
I got another test we're doing next week.
Oh, I can't wait for
Yeah.
that.
Do you want to plug it?
No, we'll do it next week.
Do you want to say what it is?
I forgot the name of the test. I have to call somebody or text somebody and find out. I go, what's the name of that test you're talking about?
I can't wait for Scopo's segment of Moron of the Week, and it just plays back episode 18 of him not knowing what's happening.
Why? So you guys are going to fight.
Hold on. Also,
Next week, the test you're going to fight for spot 2 and 3.
No,
you guys?
real quick. Can we?
got his hand
One
up.
thing about Pavone, about promoting the podcast, he will never do it when he's someone or he's with somebody. You didn't promote it the
I
other day with
didn't,
the
I
family because you know he can't promote. I'm out with the family. I can't promote it.
I didn't even remember to promote it, to be honest with you.
Why? We got to remember to promote the podcast. What's wrong, guys?
And I know I was out with my dad and family. I forgot.
I'm pretty sure I sent the text message saying promote the podcast. I go.
I don't read your
I
text.
write a text. I go, podcast is up, and he wrote back, yes, it is.
You just said podcast is up, and I said,
Yeah,
yes,
which
it
was
is.
to him saying podcast is up. You know,
I think I promoted it.
you didn't promote. You never
I
promoted
think
it.
I
Actually,
put it on Twitter. Yeah, I do.
Pretty sure you never promote the podcast.
I do it. I promote it on Sweet Buddies a lot. I promote it on Facebook sometimes.
The biggest part of Mike promoting the podcast is he puts it on the internet.
Yeah,
There's no bigger
I
promotion.
know. That's why.
than putting
That's
it
why I don't
on.
get mad at Mike for
I
doing
know.
that. I'm like, Mike, you do what you want. Honestly, you promote the fucking podcast. You never promote it.
let's be honest.
I do promote the podcast,
No,
actually.
you don't.
Yes, I do. Last week I didn't do it.
If we don't tell you, you don't do it.
I do it.
If we don't tell you, you don't do it. Let's be honest.
I do it.
So my scam of the week is the governor's race in Georgia. Brian Kemp is scammed his way to the governor's office, it looks like.
How?
Well, he is in charge. He's the Secretary of State of the state of Georgia, who's one of their primary jobs is to run and oversee elections. And he was up for election, and he refused to step aside as the person in charge of elections and like making sure votes got counted properly. And he was running for the highest office in the state
So his job was responsible for
to make sure the election was fair
while he was running.
while his own election, which is everybody was calling for him to step down. He's like, you
I'm
can't
not-
do the same job.
Hold on. He's
Intelligent
like
person.
he's like Matt Damon in The Departed. He was forced to
Yeah.
find himself.
Exactly.
That's a good fucking
Yeah.
thing right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a conflict of interest.
Big conflict of
Yeah,
interest.
yeah.
And he won the election.
No.
Now, what they're
Shocking.
finding out
If
now
he didn't win
is
the election, he's a shitty Secretary of State. to
he
be
might
honest
not
with
have though, because he didn't do a good enough job of covering his tracks, because they found discarded ballots, like provisional and absentee ballots that were intentionally held back and hidden from the counters to the tune of somewhere in 50 to 60,000. And the race is so close; it's such a tight percentage. Because in Georgia, you have to have 50% of the vote plus one vote in order to win. Otherwise, it's a runoff between the two highest candidates.
Where
Like,
did
there
he
were three-
find them?
Wait, wouldn't
Where
that
did
be
they
what-
The
find them?
counties were hiding them and like not
Where?
just
They fell off the
in a
back of-
building somewhere.
They fell off the back of a truck. My God, I know.
Basically, yeah.
Start eating them. I
Put
did that on a math
Put a
test
little
once.
red hot sauce in that bitch. You eat that?
Exactly. And here's the best part is that he was so confident that his scam was going to work that he recently, after the election, he was like, no, I got it. There's no way I could possibly go into a runoff or lose. He quit the job as Secretary of State to transition into being the governor.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, if and I think when this goes to a runoff between the top two candidates,
What's a runoff do? They recount them?
no, so everyone's got to vote again. So in Georgia, unless you get 50 plus one, because there were three candidates, so it wasn't a guarantee that half the votes were going to go to one
Okay.
person. So they have to. He's no longer going to be Secretary of State, so he's now going to be. He can't scam his way back in, so he fucked up on that. And then, but then if he loses the election, which is likely that would happen if he loses the runoff, he doesn't have a job to go back to. So the guy fucked himself because he's a terrible scammer.
So this is the
And this is
worst
the
scam of the week.
Well, it's a scam. It's my favorite scam of the week because I think he got away with it for a minute. But this guy also, did you see the videos online of that look like an SNL sketch of like a Republican guy running for office, and he's like explosions in the background. He's like, "This is my gun, and I'm gonna round up illegals with it." That was his campaign. He was like the most redneck racist piece of fuck, and he still got the votes. That's how fucked up Georgia is. It was terrifying.
I had a good time.
I voted. I voted for the first time
What?
ever.
Wow.
I voted, yeah. That's right.
How come we're just now hearing about this?
I told you. You were away. I
told me?
voted. I know what's even shocking. I'm pretty sure I never, ever voted, but yet they had my signature there.
Well, for your driver's license.
That's what it was?
Yeah.
The driver's license?
That's how you register.
I was like the
when you get
fucking
your license.
Illuminati. It
So
got
what
me.
do they do? There's like a sheet and you just fill out your thing.
First off, I rolled up there, and I'm not going to lie to you, there was a long line. I almost fucking left. I was very close. I almost wanted to pay the bouncer.
I'm proud of you for sure for voting.
Yeah.
But you get a pen and you just mark a thing.
Yeah, I went to the guy first off. I was like, "Hey, here's a 20. How do I skip the line? How do I get in?" I go, "Come on here, come on, help me out."
I
I
got
know.
$60 and I got a bottle.
I
Back
go,
in the
let me tell you,
car.
let me tell you something. I give you a couple sips. Come on, help me out a little bit. How do I get in front of this line?
I got some vodka from Mexico.
Then he was like, "What are you talking about?" I go, "All right, 40. Stop fucking breaking my leg here. Jesus
They
Christ."
see Scopo. They're like, here's 2 crayons. One's blue. One's orange for Mets. I'm gonna vote for this team.
You're just scanning for like, where Mr. Met, Mr.
How
Met.
come Syndergaard's not on the ballot?
I should have wrote him in. God damn it.
You wrote in Machado.
Why isn't DeGrom the Secretary of State here?
Oh, that would have been great. I definitely would have voted for him.
So what happened?
So you go.
I'm happy that you voted.
You go there. They had my signature,
Even though, yeah.
which
you
kind of
know,
bothered
like
me.
that.
That kind of just that just eked me because I was going there. I was like, I'm not even sure if I'm even eligible to vote. I have no idea. I'm going there blind. I'm like, this is gonna be embarrassing when I go. Then they're like, you can't vote, sir. You never voted or fucking registered to vote. And I was like, I was gonna do the whole thing. I lost it. I sent it in the mail. What are you talking about? I was gonna do the whole thing. I had it planned out. I had it planned out to make a scene and do that. But they were like, "Oh no, you're right here." And I was like, "How the fuck did you get me?" First off, that's just weird. How did you know I had? That's my signature. I was like, "You fucking cunts! You're all over the place."
When you probably check.
They're watching us, bro. They're watching us.
You probably
Let me tell you
checked the
something.
box when you went to your driver's license.
Nah,
to
that-
register me because it's automatic.
Nah, they're watching us, bro. I'm telling you. There's drones all over the place.
You're not wrong about that.
So I went there, and I actually did some research of the people. I looked up like 3 people, and then I was like, all right, well, I'm done. And I didn't vote for Cuomo. I didn't like that guy.
a bit of a hack.
I didn't like Cuomo at all. I said no to him. And then this other guy who looked like he smoked weed, he had some good points. And I was like, you know what? I'm voting for this guy. But he was like the green guy, the independent dude. But he looks like every chemistry teacher I've ever had in my life, just like sort of high. And I was like, this guy's the best. Howie, his name was. I was like, I'm voting for Howie.
Did Howie win?
Nah, he got smoked.
Smoked like that weed.
I think Howie got like 4 votes. And I was one of them.
And you were 2 of them. I got an extra ballot.
I should have got an extra ballot. Yeah, and then like but like they had all like this New York justices, like New York judges. I'm saying, I didn't know who the fuck they had like pick 5.
Well, they want you to vote the party line. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, I didn't vote one. It was weird. It was like Democrat, Independent, and then Democrat, Republican, Independent. I never wanted to do like if there was like other. There's always other options. Like the Attorney General, she had Democrat, she had women's issues, and then she had Independent. So I just voted for her name, just Independent. She had 3 different things.
That's weird.
That was
Do you
weird.
have to vote for everybody?
No.
No.
Yeah, you could just put an X.
You
or
can just vote
whatever.
for one, whatever
Yeah,
you want to
yeah.
vote for, yeah.
I didn't do the judges. I only did like it said pick 5 of the judges. I picked like 3.
Did you pick like someone who had a cool name or
I
something?
did, yeah. One guy had
Yeah,
a fucking
for
dope
sure.
ass name.
Yeah. What was it?
I forget it, but I looked at it, I was like, this guy's fucking dope. It was like an Italian, and it was a Greek guy too. As Napolopoulos was there, and I was like, I gotta do it from this female. This female, she's in the house. I gotta do it. I gotta do it for this kid. I'm trying to think who else I fucking voted. One guy I voted for. He had a O'Sullivan, and I was like, he's an Irishman.
Well, let's do your segment. The battery's running low a little
The
bit.
battery's running low.
What is
whole
it?
thing's
Jerk off
running
of the
low.
week?
It's because it's getting hot in here. Take off all your clothes. No, dummy of the week. Dummy of the week. Besides the guy that fucking quit his job and not gonna have a job anymore.
Yeah, Kemp's a dumb.
Yeah, he could be the dummy. of the
I
week,
hope he
too.
loses.
Cops say man asked them to test his meth after violent reaction. This
The
guy.
cops asked the guy,
No,
what,
this
gue-
guy.
guess
asked.
what state this guy was in?
Georgia.
Florida.
close
Now
enough.
come on, I set you up for fucking Florida. This guy's Florida through and through.
What do they say about Florida? The farther south you go, the farther north you get in Florida.
That makes
it's
sense.
Yeah.
It's the most redneck in the north part of Florida, but the farther south you go, the more New York you're in.
Yeah.
He had a violent reaction to his meth, and then after smoking his drugs, he thought he was sold the wrong narcotic. So he called detectives to say that he would. He said he then drove. Oh, Kelly told detectives in the drug unit he wanted the substance tested because he wanted to press charges on the person who sold him the wrong narcotic.
That's great.
Detectives obliged. Kelly's request, telling him to come down in the sheriff's office. He then drove to the facility and handed them a clear crystal-like substance wrapped in aluminum foil that was later tested for methamphetamine. He was charged with possession of methamphetamine, was walked next door to the county jail, and was ordered and held on $5,000 bail.
The cops was at a field day. When they're like, yeah, come down. And
come
they were
on
like,
down. They never come.
yeah, they were like, this guy's not coming. And then when he came in, they were dying.
That's like when the guy shows up and they're all having conversations, like 20 of them, and then everything just goes silent when this guy walks in. Like, he fucking showed up.
What was his name?
What do we do? Do we even arrest the guy?
What's his name?
Dumb McFuck.
Douglas Peter Kelly.
They were like,
Wow, that sounds like a senator.
Let me tell you something.
Doug?
hey.
This guy has Florida face through and through. I mean, this is so Florida.
Oh, wow. He looks
Guy's
like a
on meth.
retired cop.
Well, obviously not. He would know what meth was, the right meth.
Jeez. I've heard stories like that where people call, like there's 911 tape of people calling 911 because they got ripped off in like a drug deal. And just they're doing illegal shit, but somebody did something illegal towards them during an illegal transaction, and they call the cops. It's insane.
There was some cops in Toronto that smoked like fucked up weed, and they got so high they climbed a tree and then called the cops.
Cops did this?
Called the cops.
The cops called the cops?
Yeah.
What do they say?
We're high and we're in a tree.
We don't know what we're doing here, bud, huh?
What did the cops they called say?
They were like, I think we got to arrest you.
Steve? That's my partner.
Something fucked like that.
Oh, bud, come on. You got to come down from the tree, eh? Come on. You're not a cat, bud. Come on. Come on, bud.
This guy thinks he's a feline there, bud.
This guy smoked some of that good Canadian herb, huh?
That guy's a moron, though. But he's sort of funny.
This guy?
Yeah.
The meth guy?
Yeah.
That's what I wonder how that phone call goes. Like, yo, this fucker sold me bad meth. What do I do here? What do I do? The guy's like, I mean, come on down, man. We'll figure this shit out.
Bring your stuff.
We'll get this settled, man. Come on down. That's fucked up, man. They sold you bad meth.
We'll test it.
I'm sick of drug dealers these days. Why can't we have good drug dealers? Nice ones who sell good meth.
A little respect.
Yeah.
For your craft.
Yeah, it goes a long way.
That's.
Well, that guy is a moron.
He doesn't have any friends that were like.
No, he didn't.
Not a good idea.
No, he wanted the substance tested. He wanted to bring it to the office so they can look at it and go, oh, it's not. It's different.
I know, but no one was like, yo, bro.
Well, hold on. What if he took it down there and then they were like, they tested it and it wasn't meth? He was like, see, I think it's fucking salt crystals.
Yeah, could
they arrest him for that? Probably attempted purchase or something.
Attempted meth deal.
Yeah.
He did get him on something.
I think he was pissed off because he think they sold him it's a different kind of meth or like the wrong kind of meth.
It was
something
blue
like that.
meth.
Too aggressive meth.
Yeah, maybe he wanted the blue light or something like that, and he got the blue hard, and he got fucked.
Well, let me tell you this. Did you guys see that there's a Breaking Bad movie with Bryan Cranston, Pinkerton or whatever? It's like a new thing.
It's in talks. It's not settled.
He said there is a movie. I haven't seen the script, but I'm very excited.
I thought you were gonna ask if we wanted to do meth, and I was like, I'm in.
Yeah, I want to be up for 4 days. Let's go. Let's party.
I'll take a hit of meth.
I'll take a hit of meth.
I would never take a hit of meth.
Take a little hit.
No.
A touch.
No.
How would I take?
What
a
about a
hit
one?
and
Guys,
then-
I got
pinky.
an addictive personality. You know this. I'll do one hit of meth. I'm walking down the streets eating people's faces in 2 days.
Yeah, don't let me do meth. I can't be eating any more than I already am.
You have an
I can't add
addictive
faces to my
personality.
diet.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
What do you mean?
Does he?
Doesn't he?
No. This guy?
Are you being sarcastic?
A little.
I thought for a second I didn't have. I was like, I don't really.
No, you do.
All right, what do you want to
And you
plug?
also have a
Anything?
dick personality. Give me that.
Come
there
on,
it
little
is.
touch.
Me. I have nothing. Oh my god.
Oh, I'm gonna be in Syracuse and Albany next weekend, Thanksgiving weekend, with Andrew Schultz. So if you're ever there, come hang out.
I
say
thought I
what's
was
up.
coming to
How
your
you
parents'
doing?
house.
Yeah, Thanksgiving weekend, not Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, I can't come anyways.
You can't come to my parents' house?
No,
Why?
I got shit going on.
You're
bro.
going with Olivia, aren't you?
No, I have shows, dude.
Thanksgiving night?
On Thanksgiving.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No, he isn't. Okay.
I have a career, Scopo. I can't,
Yeah,
Well,
the
you guys have
open
fun,
for
huh?
someone.
The career
who
that-
has a career. I
think
wish
it-
I could.
the
think
career
it-
that
Thank you very
actually
much.
no shows are happening tonight because it's a national holiday.
I have a show at.
I don't have shows. I didn't get the invite. I guess I'll just be here by myself.
Aren't you going to Philly? You go to Philly every year. Here he goes.
Maybe I am.
Mikey complaining.
Maybe I am.
Mikey
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm all. That's what I do all the
Mikey
time. Is
complaining.
complain.
This
Wait,
guy-
you have shows
this
the
guy-
same week? Syracuse and Albany the same week?
Yeah, Friday we're doing Syracuse. Saturday we're doing Albany.
Where are they close?
It's like 3 hours away from each other.
I'm doing Saturday. I'm doing the club below Soho Playhouse in Soho. Merhej, his show.
That's Friday, but whatever.
No, it's Saturday.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Saturday the 17th, and then the 18th Bushwick Bears. I don't know where that is though.
Are you sure that's Saturday?
I mean, that's what he told me.
What's the? Do you have the calendar?
On my calendar is the 17th.
Fuck, I thought it was.
I think it was a Saturday.
Are you on that show?
No, I just thought the 17th was a
No, it's
Friday.
a Saturday.
Damn it!
You could have done
No, I'm just confused.
it. And then that's it. Then Thanksgiving. And then my Monday show's back up and running. We just did the first one this week. It's at Drexler's.
Yeah, but you got to be a baton twirler to get
Yeah,
in
what do
there
you
now.
got? A guy
Yeah.
in a fucking unicycle
Guys,
throwing
come up with a
bowling pins
talent
in the
and you
air?
could get in.
Honestly, I'll come with a bird scooter and do some hoops.
But that's fine. Send us a tape
Oh,
and we'll get you in.
jeez.
With a tiger
Revamping
jump
the
through a
show.
hoop
Yeah, that's great.
That's on fire.
It's
I'm
called.
gonna get a rat and name my pet and sit there and go, "This is my pet rat." Ugh.
How is that a talent?
That's a talent because pets like me and rats like me. Okay.
Bring Freddie. If you can get Freddie to like put on a tutu.
Imagine
and
one day I just
Scoot
go
on your
jet skiing or
shoulders?
something.
Imagine one day you guys just come in here and Freddie's on my shoulder and just me and him are friends now. That's
Would
it.
I be surprised?
That's how my life.
Yes.
That's how my life
Shocked?
is going.
Not even a little bit.
Who's your best friend? This guy right here.
Anything else? Anything you plug in?
Yeah, I got a show on Thanksgiving night.
Do you really?
Yeah,
No, he doesn't.
Where?
Stand Up New York,
No, he
That
doesn't.
can't be
7
true.
o'clock, and check the website.
Who the fuck is going to that?
And
It's a national holiday. No, nothing's open.
tourists, the 22nd.
I don't know.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
get the memo from comedy. Things are happening, and I have shows, Friday and Saturday as well. It's called Working. Everybody's working for the weekend. Thank you, and
You're working on the weekend.
appreciate it, guys. That's it, Mr. Alex Pavone. At everything social media.
Email us, please. Subscribe, rate, review. Come on, hit with sweetbuddies@gmail.com is our email address. If you have any takes on the Jizz Gate, because it's still going on. Jizz Gate's still going on. It's an ongoing investigation. Let us know.
The only investigating you guys are doing is reading your friends' messages.
Oh, I'm sorry. Our girlfriends couldn't message us and say, "Oh, it wasn't our jizz."
Well, first of all.
Jesus, that was inadmissible. That message. First
Well,
off,
then any friend message is inadmissible.
I don't know Fail Bundy. I don't know how he's not my best friend in the world. I don't know him. I've never met him before in my life. He just follows me on Twitter.
It's the easy way out to always point to somebody else. It's the easy way out. That's what the guilty party would do.
Bye.
Maybe he owns Fail Bundy.
Here comes that English broad.
I think you own Fail Bundy.
This has been another episode of the Sweet Buddies podcast. Thank you for listening. Visit www.sweetbuddiespod.com for all show information, past episodes, tour dates, and more. Follow the show on Twitter @SweetBuddies and your hosts @BigManMike, @Mr. Alex Pavone, and @Chris Scopo. Have yourself a sweet day.